I want to get on to the penalty shootout. There's a guy named Geir Jordet who is, I think he's a psychologist who studied penalties. I'm going to guess he's Norwegian. He studied penalties. He writes these long threads about body language during penalties.
He'd be most offended if he's Danish, wouldn't he? Now you called him Norwegian.
Is he Danish? No,
I'm not sure. I'm just saying. If you said most probably.
You know where because his name is Geir, and I watched the classic Lilyhammer. The TV series, and the guy's name is Geir.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming wherever the hell this guy's from. I know
That's a great assumption.
I know he lived in Holland, but he went to go to a very detailed thread about the body language and the little things that Emi Martinez did during the shootout to somehow gain the upper hand over Hugo Lloris. Again, I was never a goalkeeper in a World Cup final shootout. No. Neither were you, actually. Although
I did play in goal twice for Arsenal.
And you have participated in shootouts.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's all kind of after the fact. Like, if France had won the shootout, would you say like, oh, Emi Martinez's antics on the pitch actually betrayed his insecurity, and it was actually Hugo Lloris who gave off the sense of combat? I don't know. I don't know what he would have said, right, after the fact. But look, the guy's a psychologist. I'm not. But I wanted to ask you about. Well, first of all, what did you make about kicking the ball away? Blah blah blah.
Well, first of all, I probably I don't support one side or the other, but I probably wanted Argentina to win. Because
Emi Martinez is an Arsenal guy.
No. I wanted Argentina to win because of the passion of the fans and because of Lionel Messi. When the penalty shootout started, I switched my allegiances very, very quickly to France because I just didn't like what I was seeing from Martinez.
What do you
I think it's particularly against the not good sportsmanship. I don't like the antics of a goalkeeper doing that. And when I watch sport, I always ask people, what sort of people do they like? Bjorn Borg or John McEnroe? I was a Bjorn Borg fan because he didn't show emotion. He played the game because he was a top quality player and he just had a great vision of what he wanted to do. He didn't have to play act. Martinez, all the play acting and all the messing around and trying to put the players off, for me, I hated it. So I wanted France to win. Unfortunately, they didn't. And now lots of kids, lots of coaches around in young football will be saying, "Oh, that's the way to put people off at penalties. Go and kick the ball away. Go and say something to them as they're taking the penalty." And that's against everything I like about sport. So I wanted France to win.
So my thing is, I don't think this is the reason why Argentina won.
No, absolutely not.
Or why Argentina won the shootout. The reason I say that is Hugo Lloris has been around the block, right? He's a very experienced goalkeeper. He has a bazillion caps for France. He's been in shootouts before. He's won shootouts before. If this was critical to winning a shootout, surely he would do it too. Surely everybody would do it, right? It's not like Emi Martinez invented something that had never been done. We've seen this done before, right? And maybe there's some people you can get in their heads, maybe, but like it would be standard part and parcel. Right? A little bit like you feel contact, you go down in the box, which now just about everybody does, right? Because it's seen as part of the game. I don't think this had the impact that, and I'm sorry, Geir, maybe one day we'll have you on the show and we can debate it. For me, I can't rationalize why this would have had the impact, right?
So I can only speak from experience. I'm not about penalty shootouts, but about players in general. When people wanted to try and abuse me, and I'm talking about the likes of Vinnie Jones, that used to inspire me. I used to laugh at them and think, is that the best you can offer? Abuse.
I wouldn't recommend laughing at Vinnie Jones.
I did. Is that the best you can offer? The players that I didn't like playing against, or the players that I admired, were the ones that never showed real emotion. A Brian Robson, for instance, that kept on going up and down the field. And you think, he just keeps going. He's showing no emotion. Doesn't look as though he's getting tired. You kick him and he doesn't get up and want to fight you. He just goes again. Whereas, so they're the sort of players I admired. And I would admire Lloris's attitude towards the penalty shootout. He just wanted to concentrate and focus on what he was doing. Unfortunately, they took better penalties, Argentina.
So the thing with Emi Martinez is, I think he kind of embraced, and look, I love players with personality who don't conform. I think, though, for me personally, he took things too far afterwards. He seems to have fully embraced this WWE heel character. What he did with the goalkeeping award, which he was given. You're given an award
He'll regret that in 10, 15 years.
Do you think so?
He's going to regret that.
He's
going to look
back
at it and think,
what he did
he
held it in front of his private parts.
This is the biggest moment in my life, and it's the biggest moment that I'll ever have. It's going to be replayed over and over again. And I did that. Why did I do that? He got caught up in the moment. Unless he's so
this
confident.
Is after he's won. Like, I don't understand. And, there have been reports that he said it because, he was angry with the France players. I'm like, dude, you've won.
Yeah.
You've won, and you make this gesture, and one day, like...
Why was he angry with the French players? What were they doing?
I don't know. But, like, your grandkids are going to be like, Abuelo, what are you doing with that? Like, it looks something like something...
The little dance and the shrug. I mean, I was embarrassed when he did it.
The dance I have less of a problem with. It was just more the goalkeeping award.
Yeah.
And then you kind of thought the heat of the moment. And then in Argentina, when they had those incredible and sadly, they had to be cut short because for safety reasons, but they had those celebrations afterwards. He's walking around with a doll with Mbappe's face on it. Again, I like the rivalry, the heel thing. Maradona used to try to wind up Pele before they became friends and whatever. But first of all, you do that as equals.
Yeah.
And, dude, you're not Mbappe's equal. Sorry. But beyond that, why is this necessary?
It's not. It's ridiculous. I don't think it'll do him any favours in the long run. He's just won the World Cup, so he can say, I can do what I like. I'm a great star now. He'll probably, in his own mind, think he's won the World Cup for Argentina. Argentina fans will love it.
That save off of Colomwani. Although Jules pointed out that was as much Colomwani screwing it up, not realizing enough time he could have taken another shot.
I mean, it wasn't a particularly good finish. It's a good save. And again, he'll say he won the World Cup for Argentina, which he played a part in. But I hope in years to come he will look back on that and say, I made some mistakes that day.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.